time for the deep dive. Probably let's run through this here, just one part, and maybe we'll have an interesting story on roulette on the show tomorrow. You got props all over Las Vegas, as we can finally bet on this here in Vegas. Bookmakers got props up as well. And let's start with running backs. Over in Las Vegas, there's some 2.5s. Offshore, there's a lot of 3s. About over-under running backs in the first round. I like over 2.5. I'm not buying the Peter King stuff that Cook could fall out of the first round. Fournette could go 4th to Jacksonville. McCaffrey 8 to Carolina. Maybe Cook 19 to Tampa Bay. Cook's got to go in the first round as far as I'm concerned. I think you'll see 3 running backs go in the first round. The over, heavy juice there with the 2.5, Teddy.
Well, yeah, I mean, we gave it out as a play of the day a couple of weeks ago. A running back's over 2.5. It was minus 160 at the time. I saw 3.5s out there. So it's been nothing but over money on the RBs. No way I'm betting over 3.5. No way I'm betting over 3. The right number is 2.5. And if you want to make that wager, obviously you'll have to lay pretty significant juice in order to do so. So hopefully we're able to get down early on that one.
There's a Fournette prop over under 4.5. The over there is minus 135. That's kind of surprising. Most mocks have Fournette going number 4. Williams, the wide receiver out of Clemson, 9.5. That is some over money too as well. And we'll see when the first wide receiver goes off the board. I like Corey Davis a little bit more than Williams, but we'll see when a team takes a wide out early, Teddy.
Yeah, okay, let's talk about Fournette first. All right, because the over-under, as you mentioned, 4.5 with money on the over. The only way he goes under 4.5 is if the Jags take him at 4. I mean, literally, that's the only chance that has of cashing. Hence the over money. Jacksonville's the only team who can do it. There's talk Jacksonville might deal that away. Who knows it? And of course, when you look at the history of the first-round running backs, shall I do it again? I've done this multiple times. These aren't the old ones. We can go back much further and get many, many more disappointments. I just went through the recent ones. Beanie Wells, Donald Brown, Noshawn Marino, Ryan Matthews, Javid Best, Mark Ingram, C.J. Spiller, Trent Richardson, David Wilson. That's just the last 8 years. Now you say, oh, there have been some good first-round running backs in that time. What do we got? We got Doug Martin. Maybe Zeke Elliott. Can't say that yet. Maybe Melvin Gordon. Can't say that yet. Maybe Todd Gurley. Gurley wasn't good last year. You know, that's 3 maybes, 1 good, and about 20 guys who weren't for first-round pick. The only way I look at Fournette is on the over. Now, when it comes to Williams from Clemson, you know, I think he's the best wide receiver in the draft. I'm with you. I mean, John Ross might be fast. John Ross is fast. Obviously, set some ridiculous numbers at the combine. But I think Williams has the better overall skill set, the better overall package. And the reports I've been reading have Corey Davis falling in the draft, a kid out of a Western Michigan who put up some huge numbers in college. So I think Williams is going to be the first of the 3 to get drafted. 9.5. I'm not betting under. Most of these I'm not betting under. There's a bunch more we're going to talk about here.
Okay, what do you think of the quarterbacks?
Oh, well, in terms of, okay, let's start with Trubisky. You know, what's he, 9.5? Where's the juice on that, Pauly?
Yep, 9.5 is over minus, where is it? Minus 230, but don't be surprised if the Browns trade with the Jets and take him at number 6.
Yeah, and don't be surprised if they don't, because I don't think the Jets are grabbing him at number 6. And if they don't, the Browns might get him at number 12. Again, Trubisky, the quarterbacks, this is a guy who we've liked, who I do think has some upside for the NFL. But when you're talking about the QBs that get hyped, that don't have the multiple years as a starter in college, the track record isn't very good. Another guy who had 9.5, I could only bet over on Trubisky. I would be surprised if he goes before pick number 10.
All right, I still think we'll see over 3.5 quarterbacks go as well. That's almost $2 take back. Over 3.5. Peter King thinks someone will trade into the first round and take Webb. Who knows where Kaiser's going to go? And I think Arizona will take Mahomes at 13 as well as his stock continues to go up. McCaffrey's at 8.5, also with the running backs, minus 170. I think Carolina takes him at 8. Be careful there. How about Reddick, the linebacker out of Temple?
Okay, we got. I mean, you're throwing stuff at me, man. Quick hitters. All right, boom. We didn't get to Deshaun Watson, by the way. Don't forget, we got to talk about him. But McCaffrey, I don't think he goes before number 8 at with Carolina. And if the Panthers don't take him, that's not going to cash. You know, the under's not going to cash. So it's another situation where I have to look over on a running back, regardless of his skill set. What was the other guy you were asking me about? Oh, the kid out of Temple, Reddick. Yeah. I mean, he's been a real riser. This is a guy who, like 2 weeks ago, you look back and they're saying, oh, maybe late first round, early second round. And then the latest mock drafts you're seeing linked as high as number 13 for Arizona. But again, the guys who a couple of weeks ago were projected as late first, late first, early second, I'm not betting under 17.5 on him getting picked. I know he's a stud. I know he's got a game. But in general, and one last point about all these mock drafts and all that. Remember, this may be the single most important point that we make. All right. As a bettor, we get graded on results. Mel Kiper does not get graded on results. Todd McShay does not get graded on results. None of the guys who analyze draft choices get graded on results. They get graded on producing content. They have to get hits. They have to get views. They have to sell advertising. And then you have the better GMs who kind of play the media like a drum a little bit, you know? Not hard to send out the false rumors to influence the other team's potential draft choices, influence trades, etc., etc. So don't buy the hype necessarily on what these guys are saying. The later draft projections tend to be better than the early ones, but those guys aren't getting graded on results. If you're betting on these, obviously, you will get graded on results. Long story short, I don't want Reddick under 17.5. I can only take him over.
All right, Brent Musburger asked Mel Kiper his thoughts on some of these props in Vegas. Mel likes over 4.5 Alabama players in the first round and over 10.5 SEC players in the first round. In that one, he has 11, and he has 5 Bama guys going. He also likes, he was 3.5. He changed his mock a few times at the quarterbacks. One was 4, one was 3 as well. We've also seen some sharp money, too. We've seen 2 big moves. Wide receivers under 3.5 in the first round, unders minus 320. And also the South Point put up a prop. Will a kicker go in rounds 1 through 3? First kicker selected. Rounds 1 through 3 or rounds 4 through 7. A $10,000 bet and nothing but sharp money on rounds 4 through 7. That is now almost $4.
And deservedly so after what we saw last year with Tampa Bay. Let's start with Alabama, okay? Jonathan Allen, virtual lock. O.J. Howard, virtual first-round lock. Reuben Foster, virtual first-round lock. Cam Robinson, virtual first-round lock. You're betting over 4.5 on Bama. I don't think Ryan Anderson or Tim Williams. You know, we're talking about second rounder or later. So basically, you're betting over 4.5 on Alabama. You're rooting for Marlon Humphrey to be drafted in the first round. He is the X factor with that particular wager. Then we talk about some of the stuff like the wide receivers, 3.5 under minus 1. What is it? Under minus 320. Of course, there isn't a fourth receiver that's going to get drafted in the first round. You know, you've got the 3 that are, you know, no question, no doubt. There's no fourth. Zay Jones, the kid out of East Carolina, is not getting there. Juju Smith-Schuster, he's not a first-round pick. So it makes a lot of sense. The wide guys have pounded that under. 3 looks like the max for first-round wide receivers.
Yeah, that looks like a winner. Running backs over 2.5 and quarter. I'm taking the plus money, almost $2. Quarterbacks over 3.5. I think someone's going to trade up and take Webb. I agree with Peter King on that one. Hey guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.